What do you owe the person who saved your life? Not metaphorically, not emotionally, literally. What do you owe the person who willingly lay on an operating table, allowed doctors to cut open his body, remove one of his healthy organs, and place it inside you so you wouldn't die? A thank you? A prayer? 20,000 naira? Or something more? Because this story is not about strangers. It's about two brothers. One gave away a kidney, the other got a second chance at life. And years later, when the giver needed help, all he received was a cold drink, a prayer, and 20,000 naira. This is the story of Chidi and Emeka. And by the end of it, you'll have to answer one question for yourself. What exactly do we owe those who save us? Back in 2018, life was normal for Chidi. At 26 years old, he worked at a logistics company in Port Harcourt. The salary wasn't much, but it paid the bills. He was healthy, hardworking, and like many young men his age, he was trying to build a future one step at a time. His elder brother Emeka was different. Emeka had always been the ambitious one. The family admired him. Younger siblings looked up to him, and Chidi especially respected him. Not because Emeka was perfect, but because he was his brother, his blood, the kind of bond you don't question, the kind you assume will always be there. Then one day, everything changed. Emeka started feeling weak. At first, nobody worried. They thought it was stress, fatigue, maybe malaria. But the weakness continued. Then came swelling.
I started feeling weak.
Then constant hospital
At first,
visits.
everyone thought it was stress.
Then the tests.
Or maybe
And finally, the diagnosis.
Or even malaria.
Kidney failure.
Emeka, your kidneys are shutting down. Without a transplant, your chances are slim.
The words hit the family like a truck. Doctors explained the situation carefully. Emeka's kidneys were shutting down. Without a transplant, his chances were slim. Very slim. The room became silent. Everyone stared at each other. Nobody knew what to say. Nobody knew what to do. Because finding a kidney donor isn't like borrowing money. It's not something people volunteer for easily. It means surgery, risk, pain, and living the rest of your life with only one kidney. Before we go any further, if you have not subscribed to this channel, now is the time. What happens in that waiting room? You're not going to want to be the one who missed it. The family began searching. Friends were tested. Relatives were tested. Nothing worked. Weeks passed. Hope slowly faded, until Chidi spoke.
The results show a potential match. If my kidney matches, he can have it. That's very selfless, we'll confirm.
Bless you, son, that's so brave.
The room went silent. Everyone turned toward him. His mother looked shocked. His father stared. Even Emeka looked confused.
No, Chidi, don't say that.
Why not? Chidi responded. Tests were conducted. Days passed. Then the results came. Perfect match. Of all the people tested, the best donor was Chidi, his younger brother.
Of all the people tested,
the boy who used to
best
follow
donor
him
was
around
Chidi.
as children.
Chidi, are you sure?
The one who
Yes.
borrowed his
The
clothes.
results are conclusive. So there's
The
hope.
one who called
What
him
are the next
whenever
steps?
life became difficult. Now that same younger brother was preparing to surrender an organ to save him. Not money, not property, a part of his own body. The day of surgery arrived. At the University of Port Harcourt Teaching Hospital, fear filled the air. Families prayed. Doctors prepared. Nurses moved quickly through the corridors. And behind two different operating room doors, two brothers waited. one
Father,
hoping
we pray
to
for
live,
Emeka and Chidi's transplant.
the other
Protect them,
choosing
Lord. Guide the
sacrifice.
surgeon's hands. Strengthen their bodies. Let the new kidney take root.
Amen. We trust in your healing.
Nobody can truly understand that decision unless they've faced it. Because surgery sounds simple when discussed casually, but reality is different. The bright lights, the hospital smell, the uncertainty, the possibility that something could go wrong. Yet Chidi never changed his mind, not once. The surgery lasted for hours. Then finally, the doctors emerged.
The surgery was
The
successful.
operation was
They both
successful.
survived.
Emeka
thank you,
would
doctor.
live.
Thank you.
They're going to be just fine.
This is the best news. Thank you.
People
Indeed,
celebrated.
what God
The
cannot
family
do does not
rejoiced.
exist. We did
Prayers
pray,
were
show.
answered. Emeka
Thank you, Lord,
survived.
for answered prayers.
But survival came with a cost, and that cost was carried by Chidi. Recovery was painful. Every movement hurt. Every step felt heavy. His body needed time. Weeks became months. His strength returned slowly. Then another blow arrived. His employer called. His leave had expired. The company could no longer keep his position open. His job was gone. Just like that. No salary, no security, no backup plan. At 26, he found himself starting over. Yet he never complained, never demanded compensation, never reminded anyone what he'd done. Because in his mind, his brother was alive. And that was enough. Before we go any further, if you have not subscribed to this channel, now is the time. Time moved on. By 2020, Emeka opened a building materials shop in Rumuola. Business was good. Customers came. Profits increased. The shop expanded. Then another branch opened. By 2022, 2 thriving outlets, a new car, a beautiful apartment in Ozwoba. Success followed success. People admired him. Some called him blessed. Others called him hardworking. Maybe both were true. And every time Chidi saw his brother prosper, he smiled. Not with jealousy, not with bitterness, but with genuine pride. Because that's what love does. It celebrates another person's victory, even when nobody notices your own sacrifice. Then, earlier this year, something changed. Chidi began experiencing pain. At first, he ignored it. Maybe it was stress, maybe exhaustion, maybe nothing serious. But the pain grew worse, and worse, and worse, until hospital visits became unavoidable. Doctors ordered tests, then more tests, then consultations. Finally, they delivered the verdict. His remaining kidney was under severe stress.
Chidi,
He needed
your remaining
treatment
kidney is under severe
urgently.
stress. You need treatment immediately.
Without intervention,
How
the
bad is it?
consequences
It's
could become
critical.
dangerous.
We must start treatment right away.
The estimated
Okay,
cost?
What do I do?
1,800,000 naira. 1.8 million naira. A mountain standing before a man who had only 340,000 naira saved. After days of thinking, Chidi made a decision. He would visit Emeka, not as a beggar, not as a stranger, as a brother, as the man whose kidney was still inside Emeka's body. Surely he would understand. Surely. He arrived at the house. They exchanged greetings. They talked. They laughed briefly. Then Chidi explained everything. The diagnosis, the treatment, the surgery, the cost. And finally, he asked for help. The room became quiet. Emeka listened carefully, then leaned back.
Chidi, I appreciate what you did for me. God will reward you. I have a wife now. I have 3 children. I'm happy for you, Emeka. I can't destabilize my family because of this. We should pray.
Chidi, I appreciate what you did for me. God will reward you, Emeka said. Chidi listened, waiting, expecting more. Emeka continued. I have a wife now. I have 3 children. I can't destabilize my family because of this. We should pray. Pray? After everything? Pray. Then Emeka reached into his pocket, pulled out money, and handed it over. 20,000 naira. 20,000 naira. This is what I can do for now, Emeka said. 20,000 for the man who gave him a kidney. 20,000 for the brother who sacrificed his future without hesitation. 20,000 and a prayer. That night, Chidi made a phone call. His voice was calm, almost too calm. The kind of calm that hurts more than tears. He explained everything: the meeting, the conversation, the money, the disappointment. Then, after a long silence, he said something unforgettable.
I will do it again because love had never been a transaction to me.
I would do it again, he said. Not because Emeka deserved it, not because the outcome was fair, but because love had never been a transaction to him. He didn't save his brother expecting payment. He saved him because he couldn't watch him die. And somehow, that made the entire story even more heartbreaking. Today, Emeka is building a 3rd outlet. Business continues to grow. Life continues moving forward. Meanwhile, Chidi fights his health battle quietly. Hospital visits, medication, financial stress, uncertainty. And despite everything, he still answers Emeka's phone calls, still speaks respectfully, still treats him like a brother, because some people refuse to become bitter, even when they have every reason to be. Maybe Emeka believes he owes nothing. Maybe he thinks gratitude ends with words. Maybe he genuinely fears spending money. Maybe he feels responsible for protecting his immediate family. Those arguments exist. People will debate them. And perhaps some will even agree. But there is another question, a harder one. If somebody gave up part of their body so you could continue living, should they ever have to beg you for help? Should gratitude have limits? Should sacrifice have an expiration date? Should loyalty be remembered only when convenient? I am not asking you to judge Emeka. Only God sees every heart completely. Maybe there are details we don't know. Maybe there are reasons we cannot see. But one thing remains impossible to ignore. A man gave away a kidney. Years later, when that same man needed help to save the only kidney he had left, he received a prayer, a cold drink, and 20,000 naira. So I'll leave you with the same question that has haunted me since I heard this story. If someone gives you a part of their body, a literal piece of themselves, to keep you alive, what exactly do you owe them? Because sometimes, God will reward you sounds less like gratitude and more like a goodbye.